I am Micha Goebig, founder of Goebig Coaching. I'm a life and leadership coach, and I primarily guide women through the process of unlearning what holds them back, which is for most of us the propaganda we've taken in from family, culture, and society, uh, to help them rewrite the rules, make their own rules, and preferably change the world.
Oh, well, there you go. I think, and that's wonderful. So tell me a bit about that money ceiling that was getting in your way of doing that.
So as you can hear, or as your viewers can hear, I didn't grow up in the US. I'm originally from Germany, and I never thought about those money issues too much before I came to America and saw, wow, the coaching prices are totally different here. We're not talking about 80 bucks an hour being a really solidly good rate. And I felt very uncomfortable charging those prices that are average here. I'm not talking about being crazy expensive, but just like the average prices for one-on-one were already a problem for me. And I felt I have a second business too, which is a communication agency in Germany with a small team. And I realized eventually, talking to you, among other things, that I am kind of stuck at a money ceiling of 100K, which for people who are not in a big city in America may sound a lot. But as you can tell your audience in Seattle, that is not a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot in Germany too, but here it definitely isn't.
And if you're not charging the going rate at least, people don't respect you and they don't do the work.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, the money situation, just like the environment, is very different here.
Yeah. And so you moved here, you realized that you had this money ceiling and that was keeping you from doing really what you're here to do fully.
Yeah.
So then we worked together in the money block solution. And tell me what changes you've noticed.
So what I've really noticed is that I'm being a coach myself. I've worked on a lot of limiting beliefs, but I had a lot of blind spots when it came, especially to the money issue, because money seems to be tied really very much to our very basic childhood emotions.
Yeah.
Money goes all the way back to the prime emotions and learnings we have. And I think most of us have a hard time realizing that. And that is very hard to unravel without someone else, even if you know how to coach, even if you're a coach yourself. And if you don't even have the tools, it's basically impossible. And so the learning I had was, as I started out with a couple of things that were pretty close to the surface. They were easy. You have them in your questionnaire. Those were the ones we set out with. That was like they came up without thinking a lot about it. And as we moved more into it, the connection to more emotional issues became very obvious. And I had a chance to really go deeper into that. And I still, now we are finished. We've been finished for a few weeks, and I still tap because you generously give us lifetime access to these videos. I still do it, not every day, but most days. I came up with another one. I'm like, oh my God, that too.
Yeah,
that
there's
is, that
so
is
many
amazing.
different layers to things that can get in the way, especially around money. So have you noticed any shifts or changes since we started working?
Yeah, absolutely. I really, money is really coming in more easily. Um, yesterday actually, I was so proud of myself because I had that question again where someone said, "Can I pay in installments?" And I had the fingers already over the keyboard to say, "Oh, sure." And I'm like, "No, no, this is not what we do." And then I wrote, "Sorry, I request." I'm not even. I'm not sure if I. No, I canceled the sorry again. I said, "No, I request payment in 4 session installments." That's okay. I mean, you don't have to pay for 12, but for 4. and not anything in between. And I was like,
You stood in
well
your
done.
power.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
really like that. So that might be a small example, but for me it was a big step because I always, uh, my mother and my grandmother had a service industry business. So I'm very used to accommodating my clients and customers every step of the way,
Mhm.
and saying, no, I don't do that. Felt really good.
And how about charging those rates now?
I'm getting better. I'm just,
Step by step.
yeah. Yeah, and I feel much better, but I'm launching my group coaching program in a few weeks, and I'm very excited about that. And what happened immediately, first I had these things like, oh my God, can I feel it? And with a launch, I mean, how's that working? And I was kind of paranoid. And then I decided to put skin in the game and uh, book my own next coaching experience. And that was a relatively big outlay. And now my wait list is relative. My wait list is nice and full. So I don't know yet if I'm selling out, but fingers crossed. And two bigger institutions came up to me and said, do you want to do your free 1 hour workshops for us? And I'm like, of course. This is right before my sales open. Of course, I want to uh, address your audience, provide them some value, and tell them, hey, I have another thing for you.
And it's a great way to market what you do and
Yeah.
allow even more people to find you and
Yeah.
pay you and
Yeah.
get all the benefits of working with you. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And
Yay.
that seemed to be flowing. And it was suddenly so easy to resolve a couple of financial and insurance issues. I still have certain investments in Germany, and I'm untangling all that. And I started last year, but I left a couple of things because they were so unpleasant. And usually my uncle assists me a little in that because he knows about those matters, but we always just like usually disagree about things, to put that mildly. And this time it worked like a charm. He offered to help me. He already had a perfect solution that I fully agreed with. I'm like, okay, I write 2 emails, tuck, 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 and the exchange rate is great. So bringing the money over here is like, wow, that's like much better than it used to be. So
So
I
money
really,
sounds like it's getting easier, and what you described, that being willing to go and hire your own coach.
yeah,
So often we see in our potential clients our own hesitation, our own block. And if
yeah,
you've gotten rid of that block, it allows more people to come to you who are ready to work with you.
right. And I always feel like that you must have skin in the game. And that's uh, and just like when I resolved that insurance issue and had this large chunk of money, which of course was my money, that was money I had paid in, but I had this large chunk of money in my account, and the idea I had was like, that feels so good. I mean, I probably can make that money too. Just and I always had that much money in my account and just like would invest here and there, and
Yeah.
that felt very good. So it
If you'd had that chunk of money in your account before we started working, what do you think you would have done?
I don't know, it would probably have freaked me out, and I would have second guessed my choices instead of just saying, okay, this is what makes sense. This is what feels right. I felt I was more confident in just on the one hand, I accepted my uncle's help because it would not have been smart not to on the German side. But as soon as I had money over here, I said, okay, I know exactly where to split it up and what to do with it. And it felt very powerful just taking charge of my money.
Yeah. Well, I've seen you really step into your power. You were always an incredibly amazing coach and helped people in so many ways. And now I see you doing that, but from I don't know, a more confident state, a way of like, yes, I can help you and I can make a lot of money from it. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
which is great. So hooray.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
my pleasure. Micha, is there anything else you want to say?
Mm. Well, I mean, definitely, no matter if people see money ceilings right now or not, this particular group coaching helped so many people. I saw that in different ways. So my money issues were very different from some of the other participants. So, but I still love that it was a group coaching, which is not usually my first choice. I like one-on-ones, but that really I learned so much while the others were up, just by things that either came up or what you call borrowed benefits, just by tapping along. That was really amazing. So the group is an actual benefit in
I,
this.
I yes, I love doing the money work in groups because
Mhm.
people realize things they wouldn't have realized otherwise,
Yeah,
and uncover things that were there but weren't the main thing they came for, and like, oh yeah, this too. So
yeah,
yeah, I think the group is a better way to work on money
mhm,
blocks in some ways.
yeah,
So
and very different people, but it was like a little community. So I think we all missed each other then when the first Friday rolled around without the group. It's like we're not here anymore.
yes, and it's a very supportive group, and I love how that comes together that way. So. Well, thank you so much, Micha. I want to
Thank
hear more
you.
about all the shifts, all the changes, all the money coming in, and the change in you as it comes in. It's wonderful. So,
Thank you.
thank you. So, Micha, if someone wants to get a hold of you and talk about what you do and how they might work with you, how should they reach out to you?
Yeah, the easiest way is through my website. That is gobigcoaching.com.
Can you spell
There's a
that?
contact form, all in one word. Yeah, Goebig Coaching, Gobig, like go big and go home.
Oh, so not like
Um,
your last name, but Goebig. Okay.
yeah, without the e in my last name.
Okay.
Or people can reach me through direct messages on Instagram. I spend way too much time on Instagram, so that is my handle is go_big_coaching. Or people can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Micha Goebig. Facebook, I'm currently not really using. So if people contact me through my Facebook profile, it'll probably be a few weeks before I see it.